In this video, we're going to be looking at an interesting piece of test equipment. This is the Tektronix H600 spectrum analyzer. It's referred to as the RF Hawk. I won this late night on eBay, and thankfully I won this one because the specifications are pretty good. And this one here promises at the time benchtop performance pretty much and so forth. What they used these for though was mostly for like finding signals and so forth. If you wanted to find a bug, find interference, or a detective wanted to find a signal that wasn't supposed to be there essentially and stuff, they would use these, put an antenna on it. Of course, look at, because it's a real-time spectrum analyzer, they can also find transient signals and so forth, and find them relatively quick as it got GPS and everything else on it. And if you look on the top, there's where your GPS antenna and so forth goes. Now, this is much better than most portable spectrum, so the screen don't time out, than most portable spectrum analyzers like this Rosen Schultz right here, which I used for many years. It's a very good spectrum analyzer. The problem is, because it's portable, you know, it's not the quickest to sweep. And also, to find basic options and stuff, you got to go to menus and stuff like that to find them, where most benchtop spectrum analyzers dedicated to the button on the front panel. It's easy to find. Well, we're going to look at this one real quick. And, of course, right now it's booted up. It's in Windows CE. One of the batteries is good that's in it right now. I already ran it for about a couple hours because I was playing around with it the other day. Unfortunately, this battery here did not survive. I was going to go and rebuild the pack, but as you can see, because it's glued tight together, I could not get that back together. I mean, it's going to look like crap, at least if I tried to and stuff like that. So I went ahead and ordered 2 brand new batteries and stuff. But at least this battery in here does hold a charge, because the guy did say that they replaced them back in 2015, which it was dated that. And they really haven't used them since. Thankfully, battery still had somewhat of a charge on it, so it's probably not completely bad, but I'm going to go and replace both of them anyway. But here you go. It's the Windows CE operating system. And then here, I'll go and show you some of the menu. And you can see here the programs, the basic Windows CE programs, and then the Tektronix utilities. There you go. The application. And then, you know, for communication and so forth. So, there you go. And then there's the rest of it. So we're going to load up the spectrum analyzer part. Usually double tap. Come on. It's a resistive touch panel, not a capacitive touch panel. Okay, and here you go. And here's the app. So it's going to start up. Probably going to take a little bit to start up because does got to normalize and everything else like most spectrum analyzers do. So we'll go and give it some time here, and you'll hear a few relays click as it's doing this. But it's essentially a Windows CE embedded computer with the spectrum analyzer portion of it. And you can see this here is pretty much the tablet part, and then this here is the spectrum analyzer part and so forth. And then your batteries go in there. I only have 1 battery in there right now at the moment. And then here you can hear the relay clicks. It's normalizing and stuff like that. And it does function perfectly. I already went ahead and tested at least up to 1 gigahertz. So here you go. We're going to feed a 75 megahertz signal into it. We'll go and turn it on. And you can see that's bang on. It's negative 10 dBm. And you can see there, that's what I'm outputting on there pretty much. You see it's working fine. So we'll go ahead and set the span here. That's the nice thing, everything's on here. You got your span down here, you can set your resolution, everything. It's no having to find stuff. You know, very simple to use pretty much. So here you go. And we'll just go to 10 kilohertz. And there you go. And the signal's looking a lot better now. And then we'll just go ahead and show some AM FM modulator. I'm not going to put anything in particular, whatever's on there already. And you can see there's FM modulation. Turn it off. And then we'll go and turn on AM modulation. And you can see there's AM modulation. So It is working. It's pretty nice, like I said. You can set your reference level. I mean, every option that you need, at least on this one here, is on the front. It's very quick too, by the way, and stuff like that. And I have tested this up to 1 gigahertz already. I will be using this one definitely for sure. It's a nice spectrum analyzer. And then here we go. We're gonna go up to, just for the hell of it, we'll turn this off here. We'll go up to 100 megahertz. Alright, and then you go here. Type in your center span here. So we'll go 100. Then you can set your span, of course. And then we'll go and turn it on. Oh, the battery must be going low because I did have it on, so. Did I put 100 megahertz? Yeah, it should be working, so. Huh, that's kind of strange. Is it? Oh, that's why. Because I'm off the scale here, I was gonna say. That's what it is. I didn't put frequency. Okay. I was wondering why that wasn't working. I'm like, it should show up somewhere, and there you go. It does work. That scared me for a minute. There you go. It's reading negative 10 dBm, so. And it's dead on. Like, you can see the measurement right there. Of course, you get a little bit of loss and so forth. Now, on this cable here, because it's a good quality cable, it's actually reading pretty much a little bit above, which is good. But, yeah, it's right on the mark pretty much. And it's right on the mark even at 1 gigahertz, so it's good. And this thing can go, I think, up to 6 to 7 gigahertz, no problem, which is very good. Alright, there you go. I think it says 6.2 gigahertz or whatever, but yeah, you can go you can go pretty high on this thing, so it's pretty good. Pretty good performance, at least from what I'm seeing. I mean, I am going to have to get used to it, figure out other options and stuff like that, and play around with it, of course, but she does work. So this is the video on the Tektronix H600 real-time portable spectrum analyzer, pretty much. It's real-time up to 20 megahertz. So here you go. I'm going to go ahead and put 1 gigahertz signal to it. So I set the RF generator to output a gigahertz signal. And we'll go and turn it on and show you what that looks like. And there you go. Exactly what I would expect. This cable is very low noise and very little loss. So very good pretty much. And we'll go and turn it off. And then I'm going to go ahead and put 750 megahertz. So let me dial that in. Megahertz, and then we got to go ahead here, get out of course the resolution and go into the center frequency. You can see how easy it is to actually use this thing. Doesn't take much of a learning curve at all. And bang on. You know what I mean? I could do the same thing. I could go all the way down, the ranges up. Everything works on this thing as it should. So there you go. It's a pretty nice piece, and I will be putting it to good use. So there's the Tektronix H600 real-time spectrum analyzer. For those that want to know, yes, it did come complete. Came in its bag, original bag, also AC adapter. Came with 2 batteries, but I will be replacing both of them, even though the guy did say that they went ahead and replaced them around 2015 and never used them. But that one battery did power this unit on, did take a charge, no problem, and said it was good, but it only ran for 2 hours before it gave me the critically low battery and should run a lot longer than that. Not only that too, when I went to turn it back on, it was saying it was at 74%, so it could just need a recalibration, but even then, I don't trust those batteries because they've been sitting around, who knows, uncharged for such a long time. And that pretty much destroys any 18650. Each one of those battery packs uses about 9 cells, so unfortunately I can't just rebuild it because I have to destroy the case because they're glued shut pretty much. Here you go. Did come with the USB cable and also came with the 50 ohm coax N cable right there. And came with some antennas and everything else and some adapters and stuff like that. But yeah, it came pretty complete, even with the manual. It even came with the calibration certificate, which is in back of there. I got it in an envelope right there and stuff like that. But I'll be using this one. It's a pretty interesting piece and it seems like it's fast enough. So definitely be putting it to good use. And here's what's inside one of these battery packs as I tore it apart for that Tektronix H600. And you can see there, they're using a total of 9 cells. Here's the BMS and everything like that. Now, normally I would be able to rebuild this pack if it was just snapped together, but unfortunately they glued it and I pretty much destroyed the casing. At least here's the other part of it, and you can see there I kind of had to get a little bit forceful with it to get it apart because it was glued pretty tight. Now, maybe if I was a little bit careful, I could have probably, you know, cut around it or something like that, but I ended up just getting a whole new pack. But that's what's inside one of these packs pretty much, and you can see there's the BMS and everything. But there you go.